to come up. That is an absolute first. I completely forgot to plug in the microphone and I just started streaming, and I know that there's nothing I can do about that on any of these streams because it's already going live. So, hey, look, when you're doing this stuff, you're going to make mistakes. I tell the people in my programs that all the time. You're going to make mistakes. It's just going to happen. And so you've just got to roll with those mistakes and you got to get going. And speaking of getting going, why don't we get going? And I'm just checking in on the streams. That was not embarrassing at all because it's what I teach people. It's what I teach people in my programs is that you've just got to focus on, just got to keep moving forward. Now, I wasn't about to move forward with no audio whatsoever. I do want you to have, I want you to be able to hear me. So just checking in on the streams, and it looks like we are up and live everywhere. What a goof. What an absolute goof today, but I'm glad that you're here. And we've got something really cool to talk about today, and that is coming up with winning content ideas. One of the things that's true is it is content that separates us from the animals because we are the only ones that can create content. My dog can't create content. I'm pretty sure your parakeet can't create content, but you can create content, and content separates you from everyone else, not just the animals. It's your content that is the big differentiator in what you do online. It's your content that separates you from the competition. It's your content that reveals you as the expert and the authority. And that's what we're talking about today. For those who don't know me, it's Chris Prouty, and for the last 21 years, I have helped thousands of entrepreneurs and experts wildly grow their businesses by taking them through easy to follow step-by-step plans for attracting and acquiring more clients, but not how you might think. And in fact, I got a question from one of my mentees today, and they were talking about the importance of creating content. They were looking for some strategies and ideas on where to come up with ideas for creating content. And in my programs, I have like 10 or 12 different ways to come up with ideas, but I do want to share with you one of those ideas today so that you can start creating great content that differentiates you and reveals you as the sole source for the solutions that people are seeking. But before I get to that, if this sounds intriguing to you, if you'd like to find an incredible set of steps to grow your business, I have a link right here for you. It's proutyclass.com, somewhere floating around up here. Go to proutyclass.com and sign up for the free workshop that I am giving that's going to show you the pillars to attracting more clients into your business. You're going to leave with actual strategies that you can implement, more than we can even do on a short video like this today. My clients come to me because they know they have a product that can change the world and change the world of the people that they serve, but they are struggling to get their content out in front of their exact right audience. Well, we fix that by creating meaningful content that converts the stranger into the client. And it's very frustrating when you can't create content that moves things forward for you, when you're constantly putting content out there, but you're not getting any response to it. And there's a reason that that's happening, and that's what we're going to go through today. So even though the people that I serve have this amazing product or service that they offer, they struggle to get their content in front of their target market, and we fix that by creating content that resonates and that gets prospects coming to them. So let's talk about content for a second. First of all, why is it important that you create content to begin with? Well, I said it at the beginning of the video. We create content to differentiate ourselves. And I kind of jokingly said we create content to separate ourselves from the animals, but it's really more than that. Your content is going to do three things for you. It's going to identify you as an expert. That was easy to say. It's going to identify you as an expert. It's going to showcase your authority in your market. And it's going to help build a level of trust with your prospects. And when you have those three things, that expertise, that perceived authority, and that high level of trustworthiness, then that's when you can expect an abundance of clients to serve. So it is important to create content that differentiates you from everyone else, from all of your competition. Even if that competition is not another person or another business, even if that competition is your prospect's desire to do nothing to solve their problem, your content can help them take that step towards finding that solution. So that's the number one reason to create content. Now, also, when you're creating content, what you're doing is you're helping your prospects understand that you can provide the solution that they're seeking. In my mastermind, in my elite mastermind, which we call Growth Galvanized, we recently did a whole bunch of studies into why people visit websites and consume content. And we looked at a variety of different websites from all different niches, and we dug down into their traffic patterns. One of the things that we found was that 71% of traffic going to these websites went there with the intent of learning about the product prior to making a purchase. And we used all kinds of sophisticated software to reverse engineer this, but it's very interesting to me to know that a majority of people want to learn about a solution before buying that solution. Well, what's the best way for you to teach people about the solution you offer? Well, it's with your content. So creating educational content that informs the consumer is going to get them one step closer towards working with you. And if any of that sounds cool to you, well, I would invite you to go to proutyclass.com and jump into the free workshop that I'm giving that's going to help you create even better content that educates and that draws people to you. Just go to my last name, proutyclass.com, and you'll be able to attend that free workshop. So I'm working with my elite mastermind, Growth Galvanized. We're looking at why people go to websites and consume content, and we find that 71% want to be educated. So then what do we do, and how do we find the content that's truly going to educate them? Because we could sit around all day long and conjecture about the kind of content that we could create, and maybe sometimes we'd get it right, maybe sometimes we'd get it wrong, but I'd rather know definitively that I'm creating content that educates my potential consumer. That even might be you watching this video right now. Well, one of the best ways, and my number one tip for getting ideas for winning content, is to go through social media, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, and read the comments that your perfect prospects write on your content or your competition's content. Read through every comment. Look for the pain points. Look for the questions that they're asking. Look for the information that they're seeking. And that's going to give you the foundation for this educational content that you can create. You no longer have to guess. You simply have to seek out the things that your prospects are asking and then create content that answers those questions or educates them towards that solution. That eliminates all guesswork, and you're going to get it right 100% of the time when you do that. And by the way, if you're interested in learning about the frameworks for creating great content, do visit this website right here, proutyclass.com, and sign up for the free workshop that I'm giving. You get to spend time with me, and I'm going to teach you a whole bunch of cool stuff on attracting clients into your business. So here's the quick wrap up. It's important to create content to differentiate yourselves, not just from the animals, but from your competition. We want to create content that educates our prospects and turns those prospects into clients. And the best way to do that, and my number one tip for finding ideas for content, is to scour through social media, look at comments, look at questions that are being asked in response to your content or your competition's content, and then simply create the content that answers those questions and addresses those desires. And you're going to be in really good shape with the content that you create. And if you want to be in even better shape, you're jumping on proutyclass.com and joining that free workshop that I am giving this week. Now, if you're new to my channel, now would be a genius time to click the subscribe button and turn on the bell for notifications so that you get an alert every time I create new videos like this. And while everything I'm showing you today is very important in growing your business, it might not be the most important thing for you right now, which is why I'm putting a link to another video right here that you should watch right now on how to attract more clients into your business. And of course, if you click on my face, you can subscribe to my channel so that you can get alerts every time I create new videos like this. I want to thank you for spending some time with me here today. I'm going to check in on the chat. I see the party was on LinkedIn today. I saw a bunch of people log in there. Checking over here on Facebook just to see if anybody jumped on. It looks quiet over there. And oh no, pardon me. The party was on YouTube today. So let's check in on some of these. Let's see. Somebody says, I have a market research firm and I've been reaching out to many content managers working at FCMG companies, but they do not respond. I'm pretty much sure about my TG, but how can I avoid being ghosted? Yeah, that's a great question, Tanvi. So, a lot of times people are being ghosted when we don't lead with value, when we don't lead with that giving nature in entrepreneurship. So if your reach outs are predominantly cold sales pitching right off the bat, one of the things that I want you to explore is how well is that really working for you. There are times where a cold pitch right off the bat is going to work, but more often than not, people want to be educated prior to making any kind of a decision to step towards working with you. That's that 71% of consumers that I talked about earlier in this video. So Tanvi, I had to remind myself of this viewer's name. Tanvi, what I would like you to do is I would like you to start adjusting the way that you communicate with these FCMG companies. Adjust the way you communicate, lead with value, lead with education, teach them in advance of ever asking for any kind of conversation or bringing them closer towards a sale. You can do that through Messenger, you can do it through your email. There's lots of different mechanisms for doing that. And as long as you're doing that consistently with authenticity and with authority and with expertise, you're going to do very well. You should also couple that with creating content on your socials that does the same exact thing. So that was kind of a long answer, but I think that's going to help you avoid being ghosted like you are being ghosted right now. And I'm very grateful that you asked that question. And you have my word on this. I'm going to take that question and I'm going to turn it into a much longer video for you, just like I do here. Because notice what I'm doing here is I'm taking a question that was asked as a comment in this video, and I'm going to turn it into an entirely new piece of content. Because if Tanvi is facing that issue, I'm sure a lot of you are facing a similar issue of being ghosted when you approach the sales conversation. So you can expect that video coming up in just the next couple of days, because I do like to move quickly towards answering these questions. So you see, I am a product of my own training. I'm going to do exactly what I just taught you. Thank you so much for hanging out with me here today. One last quick check on the socials to make sure I'm not missing any cool questions that were being asked. There's Michelle. So Michelle asked, do you have any AI tools you'd recommend for content creation? So Michelle, listen up on this one. And Michelle, what I love about what you do is you are an appointment setter. I know Michelle. By the way, Michelle is in one of my programs, and I'm grateful for that. Michelle is an appointment setter in the medical healthcare arena. What's beautiful about Michelle and what you do is you came from that world. You were a nurse, and you were on the front lines of serving in healthcare, and now you've turned that into your own business that's helping healthcare get more and better clients. I love that. So Michelle's exact question is, do you have any AI tools you'd recommend for content creating? At this moment, I'm going to advise that you write your own content. And the reason I'm advising this is Google has just come out with an update where they are looking very specifically at content. And they say this, and I'm just going to paraphrase because I don't have the quote in front of me, but they are looking for content that is created for humans by humans. That's a very telling statement, and you can look up what they said in their most recent update, but they're looking for content that's created for humans by humans. So if there's AI right now that is creating content, and there very well could be some very good ones out there, But if there's AI that's creating content, you can rest assured that Google is trying to be one step ahead of them and is trying to prevent AI created content from generating a lot of traffic through the search engine. So if Google's doing that, we know that the social platforms are going to follow suit as well. So, Michelle, do the hard thing, because it's going to get easier the more you do it. Create your own content, write your own content. It doesn't have to be long. And I know you're in my program, so you have some frameworks that you can follow. And by the way, if you're interested in content creation frameworks, or you'd like to see what it's like to work with me, like Michelle, what I would love you to do is go to proutyclass.com and attend a free class with me, where you can learn a whole bunch of cool stuff that you can start applying right away. And if you decide you want to come into my programs, that would be great. It would be really cool. And if you don't want to come into my programs, that's fine too. I just want to help as many people as possible. So Michelle, create your own content. Work hard at that. It's going to get easier and easier and easier. Remember, do the work and get the results. And that's part of the work. All right? And I'll see you in mentorship this week. For everybody else, thank you so much for hanging out with me here today. I'm just going to check in on Tanvi over in the YouTube feed just to make sure that there were no further questions. Truly, so many people hanging out with me on YouTube today. I'm very grateful for all of you. And if I'm just gonna push this out there. This is literally a direct request. If you are watching me on YouTube right now, I'm just checking right now, I'm a mere 3 subscribers away from 1,000 subscribers. Boy, you would really make my day if you weren't subscribed, if you went over there and did that right now. I might do a little dance, and I might even do it on video and send it to you. All right, that's wrapping it up for me for today. Oh wait, I just saw Cicely jump in. Cicely Simpson, my hero. You are absolutely amazing, Cicely. Thank you so much for being here on this live. I say this all the time. Please go to Amazon and search for the name Cicely, C-I-C-E-L-Y. That's all you have to do, and you're going to find her #1 best-selling book on leadership and her chair leadership methodology. It's going to fundamentally change the way you become the leader that you know you deserve to be. So please do go to Amazon and search for that. Search for her name, C-I-C-E-L-Y. That's all you have to do. I've tested it. You get her book, and her book's awesome. And maybe if you become really close friends with her, she'll autograph it for you. And maybe if you become even closer, she'll mention you in the book. Maybe. Oh wait, it's too late for that. It's already published, but that's okay. I did get mentioned in that book. I'm blown away by that. Okay, I could chat with you all day long. We will be back tomorrow for more thrills and more fun. Thank you so much for spending time with me here today. As I shut down this stream, I will just once again express my gratitude for you hanging out with me today. Go create great content. Go get more clients. You have my permission.